Greetings, YouTube. Once again, happy Friday. I got this information last night on the forums that a beta test was coming for Alliance War Season 10, and I wasn't really sure if I was going to do a video on it because anyone who's been watching my channel for a while knows that I hate Alliance War with a passion that is unrivaled. That might sound overly negative or harsh to some, but I truly believe it has done far more harm for this game than good. The Alliance War seasons, which have been out now for, almost a year, right? They have forced more amazing players to be burnt out and to retire, including some fantastic former YouTubers who this community dearly misses the presence and voices of, because at least about a year ago when they came out, they were by far the best rewards we have ever seen in the game. At that point, Alliance Quest rewards were trash, and offers were not what they are now in terms of 5-star, 6-star shards. Obviously, we were not anywhere close to Act 6 or Cavalier status like we are now. So, Alliance War Seasons were where it was at. And so the top people, we're talking about the people that spend $10,000 a week on this game, some maybe more, certainly thousands and thousands a year, got into the top alliances. It became a huge pay-to-win structure that exposed so much cheating in this community, the piloting scandals, the back alley shady unit black market deals. I mean, you go on and on and on. So the good news is Kabam has made an effort to get rid of some of that, and certainly we have seen more temporary or permanent bans in the past 6 months than we ever have before. But in general, I still think Alliance War Seasons, because especially the rewards haven't evolved at all in the past year, Alliance War is not worth the effort, especially if you're in the platinum brackets where you're not getting the master rewards, but at times you're fighting master difficulty alliances. And then we have all these terrible things going on right now in terms of the matchmaking system, which changed to make it better. But I've seen people send me screenshot after screenshot where they're fighting in tier 5 but getting tier 4 rewards. So you're fighting harder content, but you're getting worse rewards, and you're just frustrated. And my biggest warning to the community about the Cavalier crystals, I know there are a lot of people who think they're just nothing but good things, and they think that I'm wrong when I say that it's not good for the overall health of the game to have these drop rates out there. And I do think for the person who doesn't have thousands of units to spend on crystals, they're great. 200 units for a chance to get a 6-star? How could you not be for that on paper? But one of the unintended consequences that I don't think a lot of people are talking about, and what I want to spend time on talking about in this video, is that because there are going to be so many more accounts that have access to top 5 stars and even 6 stars, Alliance War is about to get a lot tougher because you're going to have a ton of really annoying 6-star defenders popping up now. And we're talking about people you would never take to rank 2, like you probably would never take a King Groot to rank 2, but still sucks to fight on defense on some nodes. Green Goblin, Kingpin. There are certain champs that offensively I would never recommend, but defensively, even if you always keep them at the max rank 1, they're still going to be tough, especially in those harder nodes of the top alliances. And then you take into account this idea that we're going to have a beta test for a new map. Now, objectively, we haven't gotten any details about this, so who knows what the map's going to be like, what the nodes are going to be like. But generally in Alliance War, the notion is rank up people depending on what paths you're going to take. So I know many people watching this video who are also being invited to take part of this beta test are in alliances where they have ranked up specific attackers for specific paths of the current map. And so if you have a new map and the champs that you ranked up no longer are going to be the best champs for the nodes, you're obviously going to have to reevaluate who you rank up next and hope that the champions that you brought up aren't as invaluable for you in war in the future. Now, obviously, there are certain champs that are going to be valuable no matter what path you're on. Champs like Void, Stark Spidey, Blade, Corvus, the usual suspects. But in general, I do think there are people who have spent precious resources ranking up champs that may or may not have those champs be the Alliance War attackers that they take in the future. Regardless, I just think Alliance War is in a place right now because of the awesome buff to Alliance Quest rewards, plus the inclusion of the Glory Store updates, like with cheaper Tier 2 Alpha Catalyst fragments. And certainly the inclusion, though they're still very expensive at the moment, of Tier 5 basic catalysts fragments, where you just have this notion that Alliance War kind of has taken a back seat to Alliance Quest in a lot of ways, especially with the most important aspect of emotional and mental health of a gamer, of a summoner, of somebody who knows when they jump in, especially to map 5 and map 6, they have generally an idea of the difficulty they're going to face even on the 5th day of Alliance Quest, and there aren't going to be these huge surprises on a node they always take. And so for the most part, yeah, there are going to be times where they get wrecked in Alliance Quest because everybody has an off day, right? Everybody, there are always people in the comments who say, I have never had an off day in this game, and if you didn't suck, you would know that you'd never have to spend units on potions and revives. And I'm like, okay, you elitist douchebag. If that's you, then congratulations. But I'm going to speak for the 99.9% of people who will admit that there have been times that they've taken some embarrassing KOs in Alliance Quest. And then, of course, you have the biggest problem that I still get messages about, and people are asking me, Prof, why aren't you talking about this more? And so I want to use this video partially to talk about that. And that's that there's still some crazy bad lag on a lot of Android devices. And I don't know why Kabam just isn't talking about it. I've seen people send me forum posts that just automatically get deleted. And I think Kabam is actually cracking down from what I've seen lately on silencing people in the forums and closing threads faster than they ever have before. Even if the posts are not malicious, they don't contain profanity, they're not threatening, they're really just objective posts trying to state facts about the struggles of what they're facing, especially on these Android devices. So you factor all that lag into a harder Alliance War, and it's just going to make more people burnt out. And so you get this feeling right now that you have certain people, Act6 came, you have some fantastic YouTubers, two guys that I'm really bummed are not going to be an active part of YouTube anymore, Cade and the Idolist. Two really good guys. I've met both of them personally. I have nothing but positive things to say. They're going to be sorely missed, and just really good dudes that kind of feel like this is the right time to take a step back. And I get it. You got to do what's best for you, but they will be missed. And so I'm sure that they represent a decent amount of players who just are kind of exhausted with the grind of the game and feel like they no longer want to run the race of this game, and so they're kind of bowing out. Some are retiring, quote unquote, where they're just going to kind of casually play, and some are probably just going to delete the game. So my goal, even though I can be very critical of the company, and I would like to think for good reason, my goal is to still grow the community because I love having a platform to be a voice of this community, and I want this community to grow, but I also want it to be healthy. And I do think Alliance War is in a really important stage of the game because it has burnt out so many people, the rewards haven't evolved, and the defenders are only going to get harder as more people have cheaper and faster access to 5 stars and 6 stars. Even though most 6-star champions objectively are still trash, a trash attacker can be a really solid defender. And of course, 6 stars are the best in terms of health and attack. And so you put them on 300 or 400% health nodes, and there are still times where if you don't fight perfectly, you're going to time out and still cost your alliance a kill or two. So, Season 10 beta, what do you want from this thing? What do you want from Alliance War? Are you burnt out? Are you fine with it? For me, at least, the Alliance War maps are consistent enough to kind of like Alliance Quest. Yeah, there are going to be new champions that suck to fight, especially somebody like The Thing that's starting to pop up more and more. But you have a general idea of what champs to bring in. You know your path. Some people have been fighting the same paths for a year now, and they have this, there's just a comfortability about consistency, reliability, and expectations of difficulty. And a map kind of throws all of that out the window because you have to start over in a sense and learn a new path and see if you have the attackers to do that specific path. I believe each time there is an update like this Season 10 beta, there has to be an update in rewards to compensate for the new difficulty. And even if the difficulty is the same, just the varying degrees of mystery that come in a new map. And I'm saying that not because I'm some greedy freeloader who wants free stuff, but because I know if people are already burnt out emotionally because of Alliance War in the current map, logic would say that when they fight a new map with defenders that are getting harder and harder, and there isn't an additional reward structure to compensate them for the difficulty, they're going to have even less fun and more stress playing a game, and everybody gets to a breaking point. I've been asked that question a lot in the last 2 weeks. Prof, what's going to be your breaking point to get off of a MCSA YouTube channel? I'm not anywhere close to there yet, and most of that is due to the fantastic core of my support of people who constantly reaffirm the fact that my voice actually matters, and I always appreciate those comments. I really, really do. But in general, I just want to know from this, like, what do you want from this test? What do you want from Alliance War? Are you still enjoying it? What would make it more fun for you? What would make it more enticing for you? Please comment below and let me know, because this beta test on Season 10, which ironically I think is coming out on my birthday, March 27th, is going to be a new aspect of this game that could do some positive, but also do a lot of negative, and it's just going to be interesting how the community reacts to this. So a lot of you are seeing the same message now, the Greetings Summoner Beta Test Realm Season 10 update. Sign up for it, I guess, see what you think, but regardless, let me know in the comments below, please, what you want out of Alliance War in the future, because that's a really important conversation we need to have as this community continues to evolve and hopefully not die in the coming months and years. Thanks for watching, YouTube.